Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And we're so excited to welcome back Elizabeth Winkler to the show. And today we're talking Liddy's Love. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So we know last time you did some heart surgery on us. Very metaphorical, tearing at our heartstrings. So what are we doing today?
Well, this is a love project that we just launched last Wednesday, August 14th. And it was a vision that I had. It's called Liddy's Love. It launched on the 25th anniversary of my mother's passing, but it's not about my mother. So there was a tradition in my family that my uncle promised that he would send flowers every year for 25 years. And there was a card to the children of Liddy. And it just said, remembering. And for 25 years, I received this. And the impact, even though I knew it was coming, was so powerful. And so this year on her birthday, I had a vision. And the vision was, I want to take this beyond my family and really bring it into our human family. Mm-hmm. And I saw people all over the world. It's like in this vision, I just saw people sharing love and kindness. And really, it's not about a rose. It's about remembering our hearts, remembering each other. And when we can connect to that pain and that vulnerable space inside of ourselves, we can heal. And then we can grow love inside and grow outside.
Oh, you say that so beautifully, but sometimes connecting to that space is the hardest thing. And most people don't want to ever do that. They want to keep that under lock and key. And I am guilty as charged. I will compartmentalize because I don't have time to deal with that.
I know. And it's the most important thing. And we've all been there. We're human. We get, scared and we think we can't handle it. I don't know if you remember last time talking, my favorite mantra is, I can handle this. And that's what I'm teaching people all day as a therapist.
It even says hashtag my heart can handle.
Yes.
Yeah. It's I can handle my heart, which is what the heart surgery process is all about. And that if you just learn one mantra, I can handle this. Just practice that today. I can handle this. You do that, you will put yourself in more of that growth mindset, available space where you can process the heart. Because my intention on the planet is to really align people with their hearts so that they can process that vulnerable space that we feel we can't handle. But I think you can handle more than you think you can. The mind is so limiting.
Right.
And when we listen to that fearful mind, we lock ourselves from the opportunity to process our emotions effectively.
Just love that. Yeah, I think I know for certain I've experienced challenges with that, feeling like I can't handle something. When was the moment in your life that you decided or committed to saying I can handle it and actually meaning it? When was that?
That was over 4 years ago. Untethered Soul, Michael Singer, the book.
Yeah, great book.
My practice is basically that. I run a lot of groups on the Untethered Soul, and I really got that message loud and clear from him, which is I can handle this. And the wound within myself of my mother's death was such a dark space for me. And I did a lot of therapy and a lot of work. But until I really aligned with I can handle this and truly processed that pain, it healed. And on my altar, that was, where I meditate in the morning, I have a little card and it says all those holes were filled with love and light. I didn't think that would be a space that I could fully heal. So once I was able to fully heal that, I wanted to give it away. When you find something that works, you're like, I want to give this away. And so then all of these kind of different processes were born. Heart surgery with my son when he was crying in bed one night, which I shared with you last time. And they just continued to happen. And so anything under the realm of heart healing is something I want to pass on to whoever I meet.
Yeah, it's so exciting. It's interesting. I think in my life, one of the challenges that I think most of us face is what Jesslyn said earlier was not only feeling love for yourself, but also being able to share that love with other people. And we do it in little bits here and there.
Yeah.
But I think, I wonder, I guess, for you, what was most helpful in coming to that place of self-healing? Was it that I can handle this or I can handle anything sort of mantra? Was it meditation? Was it therapy? It was maybe other authors that you've read, but what would you say was most helpful in helping you come to that place where you felt like complete and whole inside?
Thank you. It's really about experiential process. So we can be in therapy and talking about something, but that's not really processing it. And we can just recycle pain and pain and pain. So that's why on this tag, so this Liddy's Love project, there's the third paragraph here is a process, and it's about pausing and being present with the activated energy in your body, what we call anxiety. I wouldn't call it anxiety, just call it energy, right? And so the most effective thing is that we can pause, close our eyes, bring our focus. You guys were talking about focus earlier. I say, hocus pocus, where's your focus? Where focus goes, where, attention goes, energy flows. So let's bring our focus to that activated energy in our heart. And when we can do that, I call it pause, notice, settle. And that's what there's a process attached to this card. That's really why when I gift this to you, and here you go, here's your Liddy's
thank
Love.
you so much.
I really wanted people to have this opportunity to shed that armor around the heart.
I love that. I mean, it's interesting. I remember, I took a social psychology class a couple times, and one of the things that I discovered in the class was that there's only arousal, and then there are environmental cues or contextual cues that let you know how to interpret that. They give you, so you just feel arousal. There's no such thing as stress, anxiety, excitement. That's just arousal. All these other things are really just, they're colored by the ways in which we interpret what's happening around us. And that's why we have little kids on the show all the time. And the little kids, we say, aren't you nervous when you get up there on stage? You're like, oh my gosh, no, we're excited. And I'm thinking, how unbelievable is that?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a question too of sort of processing what you're feeling, but also reinterpreting it.
Right. And how we label things can limit our experience. And what if we were to take that away and allow ourselves to be more open to this wilderness inside of our hearts? It's like we tend to limit ourselves as this is who I am, or this is, we can go in with the curiosity of a child, and enter that wilderness within ourselves and bring the light. Awareness is like a light into the dark spaces within ourselves, and we all have them. And they come out of nowhere sometimes. You don't realize, gosh, all of a sudden there's something present with me.
Totally.
Yes. But the mantra, I can handle this, allows us to drop the fearful mind and then to go in and see what's happening here.
How do we drop the self-judgment around that, or the shame or the guilt that might come up if you do see a dark hole or a skeleton, if you will, and you don't want to identify with that?
Well, I think forgiveness is huge for shame and guilt, self-forgiveness. And so whenever I hear those two words, I'm really interested in inviting that opportunity of asking ourselves, where's love and forgiveness in this moment? Our hearts are naturally loving and forgiving. And if we don't give ourselves that opportunity, that's one of my other mantras I love, where's love and forgiveness? I did a love experiment with a group and asked them to ask themselves, where's love and forgiveness? And I would see them just bring their energy would go from their mind to their heart. And it's like softening to those spaces. But not only do we need to ask, where's love and forgiveness for our heart, but for ourselves. And so I find that really, if you're out of your mind, the mind is the limiting labeler, right? And the heart is just open and vast. So any way that you can access heart will help with that.
Oh, I love that. My favorite way is just not thinking at all. No mind, no misery.
Exactly.
So what's your greatest dream with Liddy's Love?
Well, it's already coming true. I mean, there's been some incredible stories. So since we launched on Wednesday. It's been magical. Really being bold. It's taught me to be bold and be kind. Mind saying, oh, people aren't going to want it or whatever. And it's been magical, the people that have received it. So in Mexico City, a woman was giving it to another woman, and the woman was happy to receive it. But then once she read the tag, she came back. She was crying. She said, my daughter died 1 month ago, tragically. And she said, just reading this, I don't feel alone, and I feel your support. So just that story alone, but I have so many like that are amazing. We went to Skid Row on the launch day and gave out, I think, 500 to all the community there. And Congresswoman Waters was there. So we got to share with her, who's doing so much for the homeless community in Los Angeles. And so, it was really amazing being down on Skid Row. I don't know if you've ever been down to the Midnight Mission. It's in a wonderful place. And watching people just receive the rose, they were like, it's real, and smelling the roses,
Literally.
and how, there's a reason if you can use a rose or a piece of nature, great. If you can't, just give the tag out. But when we connect to nature, we align to our true nature, which so many of us are lost in what we have to do and back to school and all these things we're talking about today, right? But it's so important that we pause. And by simply being with nature or noticing the sunset or the sky or the clouds or whatever, it helps us align. And so I saw a lot of people down on Skid Row. We had pictures of this woman who was smelling the rose and then reading and then, closed eyes and just going through the process. One of the first people I gave to, my kids and I were driving through LA, and it caused us to be like, who needs love today? Like, that's the intention. We're driving through Los Angeles. Who needs love today? The parking violations man who everyone gets mad at.
He's a hard man to love, let me tell you.
But we all need love. We all need love, right? And so there was a man on a park bench, and my heart told me, pull over. I pulled over. I just said, may I give you this rose? But when I got, and then I just walked away. Some people I talked to for a while and some not. And I saw when I got in my car, he was reading it and taking it in, and I could feel this energetic exchange that happens is quite something. Yeah. So
Please tell everyone where they can find, follow, and get involved with Lily's Love.
well, we have a Love Ripple map, which is on heartsurgerykit.com, and you can go to Liddy's Love. You can also go to Heart Surgery Kit on Instagram or Winkler Therapy. And the tags are downloadable. We have Spanish and English tags. So it's free. Download it, print it, and then we attach 2 tags to each rose because I give it to you. Then you can pay it forward and give to another person. And we have no end date. So it just keeps on rippling over the weekend. I saw we were in Sweden, South Africa. So it just keeps on spreading. Australia too. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Thank you so much. Remember,
Thank
you can
you.
handle your heart. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.